Can you feel that gentle heartbeat within you, like a wave of calm spreading through your chest? That's the sign you've weathered the storm of panic and mastered self-regulation. Now, before you lies a new threshold, a door to authentic connection. In this journey, we won't hide our emotions, but invite deeper understanding and mutual trust. Imagine a space where both partners freely share their hidden corners without fear of tears or rejection. A space where you gently voice your truth and are met with compassionate eyes, not power plays or defensive walls. That is the essence of reconnecting in authenticity, bridging the gap with sincerity, building bonds through courageous vulnerability, and keeping relationships vibrant with small but meaningful rituals. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to create a shared sanctuary, where boundaries are drawn for protection, actions are repeated to reaffirm love, and every conflict becomes an opportunity for deeper insight. You'll discover that there is no secret magic, only the power of honesty, empathy, and consistent steps. When you learn to speak honestly, respect both your limits and your partner's, new relationships will flourish, not on suspicion or avoidance, but on trust and safety. Get ready to step through that door with me. You will not only reconnect with others, but also reconnect with the truest self inside you. Do you remember how the avoidant once used power plays to control the relationship? They would ghost you by disappearing without explanation, stonewall you by raising a wall of silence, forcing you to puzzle out the meaning, or even combine both tactics to maintain the upper hand. Each instance of ghosting gave them leverage by making you sweat to find answers, and each stonewall forced you to silence yourself to their wishes. Yet now, after a journey of awakening and self-regulation, the avoidant transforms into practicing authentic communication, a fundamentally different approach. Instead of fading away, they express the real reason. Last night I went silent because I felt overwhelmed and didn't know where to start, rather than building an invisible barrier. Instead of ghosting, they proactively share, I wanted to text but didn't have the words to explain my feelings, so I'd like to meet you to talk it through. These acts of honest sharing and active listening not only dissolve suspicion, but create an environment where both feel safe to open up. Vulnerability, the willingness to share weakness, paves the way for trust building. Trust stops being a prize to be won and becomes a gift exchanged between partners. When an avoidant says, I'm afraid if I share, you'll leave, they give their partner the opportunity to respond with empathy instead of resistance. And that is the essence of emotional safety. Old behaviors like ghosting or stonewalling only widen the gap, leaving the other person feeling lost and directionless. While new behaviors, honest sharing and active listening, connect two souls through genuine speech and compassionate presence. In a tense moment, rather than going silent or assigning blame, an avoidant can now say, I'm in a tough spot. I need you to hear me out. And the partner can reply, I'm here, I'm listening, providing warm support that lowers cortisol and relieves tension. The power of vulnerability lies not only in words, but in deeds. When they share their fear, they allow themselves to be comforted. When they listen to their partner, they trigger oxytocin bonding hormone, creating a predictable sense of safety, knowing that help is always there. And the magic is that a chain of honest sharing transforms a power struggle into a growth-filled dialogue, where both learn to understand each other, take responsibility for their emotions, and co-create a lasting connection grounded in openness and mutual respect. As the avoidant transitions from power plays to authentic communication, the next essential step is establishing healthy boundaries to protect personal needs and nurture mutual respect. Boundaries begin with identifying your individual needs clearly. What do you require to feel safe, valued, and truly understood? It could be alone time when stressed, transparency about meeting plans, or simply a confirming message when a conversation pauses, when you internally ask yourself, what do I really need to avoid feeling abandoned? Or, what reassurances do I need when I share my worries? You prepare to communicate those needs to your partner. The most effective way is using I statements. Instead of saying, you don't care about me, you say, I need you to respond when I share my feelings, or When you go silent for too long, I feel anxious, so I need you to let me know if you need some personal space. This structure avoids blame, preventing your partner from becoming defensive, and clearly expresses your personal experience and wishes. Healthy boundaries are not just spoken. They include respecting personal space. When one partner requests a timeout, you honor that request without demanding a response. If they need 30 minutes of solitude after a long day, you grant it and refrain from excessive demands. Respecting personal space also means not expecting constant availability or a 24/7 service. Rather, you cherish each moment of connection, recognizing that both of you have separate lives, interests, and responsibilities. Boundaries also involve overcoming guilt when saying no. If you can't take a call immediately, you might say, "I have an urgent task right now. I'll get back to you after 9 p.m. instead of going silent and causing worry. When the avoidant respects their own needs and communicates them clearly, they move past overreactions and avoidance, growing more assured and composed. This approach not only protects their mental well-being, but also enables their partner to understand boundaries and needs, allowing for an appropriate response. Over time, healthy boundaries become an unspoken agreement between two people. They might need solo time on Tuesday evenings, and they know you want advance notice if plans change. With mutual respect for these boundaries, the relationship deepens, free from negative surprises and enriched by predictability, the sense that each party can rely on consistent patterns offering security. Having weathered panic and practiced self-regulation, the avoidant now gains a powerful tool in boundaries to maintain inner peace, even amid relationship turbulence. They no longer fear expressing a need for solitude, nor feel guilty about protecting their own needs. The relationship thus escapes the cycle of avoidance or endless conflict, evolving into a continuous protocol of respect and sharing. By mastering need identification, using I statements, and honoring personal space, you lay down the crucial cornerstone for a resilient connection where both partners can express themselves freely while still feeling safe and respected by one another. With solid boundaries in place, the avoidant can confidently move into the next phase, nourishing connection through action, where promises are proven not just by words, but by shared experiences and small daily rituals. First, sharing experiences together serves as an emotional bridge. You and your partner might begin with a paired meditation session. Sit side by side in silence. Place your hands over each other's hearts to feel the beating pulse, and then practice the 4 to 7 -8 breathing exercise in unison. In that moment, time seems to stand still. You are not alone with your own thoughts, but actively exploring each other's inner rhythm. Next, set aside a few minutes each week for gratitude letters and written notes, acknowledging even the smallest acts of care, such as, "Thank you for listening to me today," or "I appreciate you giving me space when I needed it." These weekly letters, though brief, become a ritual that reminds both partners of their deep appreciation for one another. Additionally, establish a weekly ritual, perhaps a Sunday evening walk in the park or a Wednesday afternoon tea break. These consistent shared habits foster what relationship researchers call predictable safety, giving both of you the reassurance that no matter how chaotic life becomes, there are fixed touch points to reconnect. Beyond actions alone, neuroscience has illuminated the powerful role of oxytocin, often dubbed the bonding hormone. Simple, gentle to chase a hand on the shoulder, a reassuring pat on the back, a lingering gaze trigger oxytocin release, creating warmth, trust, and profound connection. A brief embrace, a caring hand upon the arm during moments of stress, or even eye contact held for a few seconds, can flood your system with this feel-good neuropeptide. That's why couples who practice paired meditation or offer each other a comforting shoulder massage often feel their bonds strengthen. They are using body language as a declaration of presence and care. Finally, the secret to making these bonding actions truly effective isn't their magnitude, but their consistency, the regularity of contact. When the avoidant sends a good morning text each day or checks in each evening, even with just a few words, they establish a dependable rhythm so the other person never has to guess about their level of care. This creates predictable safety. the confidence that support will always be there when needed. Consistency extends beyond quick messages to recurring rituals. Weekly paired meditation, Sunday gratitude letters, Wednesday evening strolls. As these actions repeat, they cease to be isolated events and instead form an emotional current, a steady stream of affection and reliability that carries the relationship forward. By seamlessly blending these three element-shared experiences, oxytocin-boosting gestures, and unshakable consistency, the avoidant transforms action-based bonding into a powerful strategy that rivals the deepest psychological techniques. They no longer fear opening up or avoiding intimacy. Instead, they witness their relationship flourish over time, knit closer by each intentional moment. This approach provides the groundwork for the avoidant not only to survive relational challenges, but to thrive in authentic connection, ready to step into the final phase of their journey, resolving conflict with empathy and transparency, where every difficulty becomes an opportunity for shared growth. Following the phase of action-based bonding, conflict is not something to be avoided, but rather an opportunity to demonstrate your authenticity and empathy. When disagreements emerge, whether about weekend plans, feelings of neglect, or communication preferences, the key is not to dodge or overpower, but to maintain authenticity in how you approach and resolve the issue. First, arm yourself with effective conflict resolution tools. When anger or anxiety spikes, proactively call for a timeout. Acknowledge, "I need a moment to calm down," and pause the conversation for 10-15 minutes. This break isn't an avoidance tactic, but a chance for both partners to listen to their inner selves, lower cortisol levels, and prevent hurtful words. Once you've cooled down, practice emotion mapping label. The feelings surfacing. I feel disappointed. I'm sad. I'm anxious. Naming your emotions prevents getting lost in the turmoil and helps your partner grasp your internal experience. To refine this further, use scaling. Rate each feeling on a 1-10 scale. For example, I'm feeling anger at a 7/10, or my loneliness is about 4/10. These numbers help both of you gauge intensity and choose the most appropriate support. After the tension subsides, move into the 3-part apology framework. Acknowledge, apologize, amend. First, acknowledge the specific behavior and its impact on your partner. I recognize that going silent when you needed me made you feel abandoned. Next, apologize sincerely without justification. I'm truly sorry for causing you pain. Finally, amend by proposing a remedy or future change. Next time, I'll let you know in advance so you won't be left wondering. This structure not only diffuses tension, but reinforces trust by showing you take responsibility and are committed to improvement. Finally, embrace the practice of post-mortem relationship review to learn from failures. After the conflict is past, set aside dedicated time to reflect together. Discuss what happened, which actions were helpful, which caused hurt, and draw lessons. You might ask, what triggered me the most during our argument? Or, which of my gestures helped you feel safe? This review doesn't just heal present wounds, it equips you both for future challenges, transforming each dispute into a growth opportunity. When the avoidant consistently employs timeouts, emotion mapping, scaling, the acknowledge, apologize, amend framework, and post-mortem reviews, they demonstrate authenticity even under pressure. They don't evade discomfort or conceal vulnerability. Instead, they face it head-on with transparency in both emotion and action. This is the final cornerstone of the awakening journey. The relationship stops being a power dynamic and becomes an ongoing dialogue that thrives on mutual respect and understanding, where every difficulty propels the bond toward deeper, more lasting connection. So here we are, having completed the 5-step journey toward genuine connection, from mastering internal panic through self-regulation to building an internal safety framework, shifting from reactive outbursts to mindful responses, nurturing the bond through action, and maintaining authenticity when conflicts arise. Each step in this journey demands courage and patience, but above all, the commitment to be truthful with yourself and with others. Now, you know how to govern your emotions with mindfulness, meditation, energy journaling, and healing vibrations. You've acquired tools to manage adrenaline and cortisol. You've established healthy boundaries, upheld bonding rituals, and handled conflict with empathy and transparency. These skills aren't overnight miracles, they are daily habits, woven into every breath, every gesture, every honest conversation. With consistent practice, they become inseparable parts of your life, enabling you not only to survive emotional storms, but to soar in mutual trust and serenity. Remember, authenticity doesn't mean perfection. Boundaries may be tested, conflicts may recur, and you might slip out of your mindful breathing. But it's precisely in those moments when you bravely acknowledge mistakes, offer a sincere apology, and take steps to make amends that you reaffirm the power of honesty. A post-mortem relationship review isn't just about dissecting failures. It's about turning every scar into a chance for growth, making your connection deeper and more resilient. Now that you're fully equipped, use these tools to spark genuine conversations with those you love. Start today with a heartfelt admission, a moment of check-in with yourself and your partner, a small act of kindness, or an apology grounded in accountability. Each small action compounds, creating a powerful field of connection that radiates out to everyone around you. Thank you for accompanying me throughout this series. If you found value here, please subscribe, like, and share so others can benefit as well. Most importantly, comment below with your experience. Which step in this journey transformed your life the most? We will continue to learn, grow, and open our hearts wider. I look forward to seeing you in upcoming videos, where we'll explore more topics on psychology, energy, and the journey back to our truest selves. Wishing you continual peace, unwavering authenticity, and the fullest, most meaningful connections.